If you want to know which states the candidates are most focused on, follow the money. Over the past 2 weeks, Pennsylvania is #1 when it comes to ad spending. #2 is Michigan. Democratic groups have a narrow spending lead there, $21 million versus $15 million for Republicans. Now, another way to know which states matter most is to follow John King's travels. And today, he is in Detroit. John, what are you hearing from Michiganders today there, 20 days out?
It's fascinating, Dana. We were just driving through Macomb County and Oakland County, two of the suburbs just north of Wayne County, which is where I am in Detroit. And you see some houses where there's a Harris sign on the lawn, the next house is a Trump sign. Then there's a Harris sign, then there's a Trump sign. You move into more Macomb County, that's more blue collar. When I started doing this, it was Democratic. That's more Trumpy now. Trump won it in both 2016 and 2020. And you see a lot of Trump signs there. So you can tell just from looking around before you talk to anybody that this is really close. And then you start talking to people, and everybody gets the sense that this is yet again, like 2016 and 2020, going to be a photo finish. I have a little treat for you on the road. We've never done this before, but here we are along the Detroit riverfront. I just want to show you. We're in Wayne County, right? That is Detroit. That is absolute key for Kamala Harris. Why did she come here to do Charlemagne the God? Because she needs to turn out the African-American vote here in Wayne County. But then you go from there into the suburbs, and that's the complicated math. That's why we're on the road, trying to figure out, can she match the Biden coalition? Can she overperform where Hillary Clinton was in 2016? Will Donald Trump, in his third time on the ballot, he's 1-1 in Michigan, won it in 2016, lost it in 2020. This is the tiebreaker.
Okay, that's so cool. So you have the wall, but you have it in your hand. That's pretty awesome. Okay. Hold that thought, because I want to play.
I never have to come home.
Okay, well, you do, but that's a whole different conversation. I want to play for you some of what voters there are seeing on their television screens in the ads.
We're the ones that sacrificed to allow these billionaires to make their billions. And Trump said he wanted to send our jobs out of Michigan for a lower paying wage. So we get desperate and beg for our jobs back. Donald Trump believes that my family doesn't deserve a livable wage. Kamala Harris has a history of fighting for the American worker.
So those ads are targeting two key cities, Flint and Pontiac. What does that tell you, and how does that jive with what you're hearing on the ground?
So let's walk through first the big picture. You see this blue, right? I'm circling all that blue to Detroit and then north and west out. You look at all that red on the Michigan map, right? Trump runs very strong in the rural areas. That's a surprise to nobody. That has been his building block since 2016. So you just mentioned Flint, right? Flint is in Genesee County, right there. Genesee County is absolutely key for Joe Biden. He got, for Kamala Harris now. Joe Biden got 54% there last time. He outperformed Hillary Clinton by just a little bit, by about 2 points. She lost, he won. Then you come down. Pontiac is in Oakland County. When I started doing this, it was red. It was a Republican suburb, but it is the blue suburb now. That again, Joe Biden won Pontiac. Look at Oakland. He won Oakland County with more than 56% of the vote. Again, about 2 points better than Hillary Clinton. Hillary Clinton lost, Joe Biden won. This is a state and a race nationally. There's going to be one on the margin. So when you see these ads targeting different places, they are almost always running in places now where Harris is trying to match or exceed the Biden coalition. Let's say, for example, that she does lose some black men in Wayne County. Can she make it up in the suburbs like Oakland County? That's what this is about. At the end of the campaign, everybody's trying to do the math within the narrow margins.
Real quick, has anything surprised you that you've heard on this trip there?
It's really interesting, the split among union members. We were here a couple of weeks ago talking to young students, right? The Israel-Gaza conflict has animated them. Harris has made up some progress from where Biden was. She still hasn't made up enough, so she'd have to do some math elsewhere, right? That's what I'm trying to figure out. Where is she losing, and then where can she make it up, right? And the same for Trump. Where is he losing? Where can he make it up? In the union halls now, you hear a lot of people saying Stellantis, which owns Chrysler and Jeep, just laid off about 1,000 workers here. Kamala Harris has nothing to do with that. That's not good for her. You have workers going out, blue-collar workers going out saying, what just happened to my job? So we're always talking about October surprises. Sometimes there's a big national dynamic. When a car company lays off 1,100 people, and they're a little grumpy, that's one of the things I try to do the math out here. But the union workers are interesting. Joe Biden got 56% of union households in 2020 here. Can Kamala Harris match that or come really close? It's critical, and Donald Trump has. You see it, you feel it, and you hear it. He's made inroads with those blue-collar union auto workers, some pipeline workers around here. So we're in a fight to the end. 20 interesting days ahead, to say the least.
To say the least. Thank you. Thanks for the world premiere of the, what are you calling it? The map on the road?
This is the Mini Magic.
Mini Magic. Okay, there you go. Perfect. See you soon. Back here.